Hey guys, Tad here, and I am super excited to be talking to you today about Transformers BotBots. For those of you that do not know what a BotBot is, it is a toy line released by Hasbro back in late 2018, involving small, cartoony, super deformed robot characters who transform into mundane items. Now, today I'm going to be going over my collection of Series 1. And I know you might be thinking, Series 1, if you're familiar with the toy line, we already are on Series 3. So I am going back in preparation for Series 4, which is scheduled to hit everywhere January 2020. Now, you can find some Series 4 randomly in stores already, and you can find them on Amazon, but they are not officially released until January 2020. Just to recap, the Series 1 has the red bubble. Series 2 can be identified quickly by the green. Series 3 can be identified by the orange. I do not know what color Series 4 is going to have, but it'll probably be a different color in order to quickly identify which series you're going from. You can also check the series along the sides or in the back of the bigger one. It's hard to see. Series 3. So now each Transformer is categorized into a different tribe, and right now I have the, bear with me, the Lost Robots, the Backpack Bunch, the Greaser Gang, the Jock Squad, Shedheads, Sugar Shocks, Techie Team, and the TOA Troop. I'll go through each one that I have. Now I am missing some from each section. I think I might have one where I have them all. But I'll go through and show you each one, and then I'll show you the ones I have duplicates of. Alright, so first up is the Lost Bots. I am missing one from this section, Dimlit, who is a flashlight. But we have Frostfurtu, Game Over, Burgertron, Bonsai, Stink Eye Stapleton, and Clog Stopper. So we'll start with the Cupcake, who actually happens to be my favorite. I like to bake cupcakes on the side, so that's a fun hobby for me. So I was really excited when I first saw him. You pretty much just flip up his flaps and he is transformed. So his hands do move a little bit, and that is pretty much all he does. You can move these a little more to get them out of the way, however you like, but that is him. I really like his crazy eyes. I'm surprised he was not in the Sugar Shocks section, but apparently he is lost. So next up is the Game Over, who is a game controller. Also relatively easy to transform. Most of them are. There was a few of them that gave me a hard time, mainly due to just small pieces not wanting to bend or move correctly. But you fold his legs down, you pull his head up, and then his arms are right underneath. Now he does have some motion in his hands, just like the other ones, but that is him. Let's see if I can get him to stand. He's probably not going to, and that's okay. This is Burgertron. Again, so you're going to flip his legs down, then you're going to rotate his arms down, and that is how he transforms. His arms do not move side to side, just simply up and down. But I still think that he just looks really cool. He reminds me of the Transformer back, oh man, it had to be late 80s, early 90s, the McDonald's toys that were all products from McDonald's. So kind of like a flashback for me. This is Bonsai. So again, his legs flip down, and then his head pulls up. This one in particular is kind of tough to pull up for me. I don't know if they're all like this. This is the only one I have of him, but once you get him up, he's good to go. Then his arms kind of pull out from the side. Helps to have nails when you're doing this. If your nails are trimmed really low, you're gonna have a hard time. But his little arms pull out. And there he is. His arms do move up and down. So, pretty cool. Next is Stink Eye Stapleton. Here he is. Looks really cool. Yeah. So his legs fold down. His arms come out and down. And there you go. I like that he is shiny right here, and I love the little diamond over his eye. Like it's got a sharp eye. All right, and this is Clog Stopper, who is a plunger. I think he's pretty cool. I actually like, once you transform him, the plunger part is like a hat. I think that's really cool. Looks like a little helmet with the plunger up top. And like I said, I am missing one, the flashlight Dimlit. All right, next up is the Backpack Bunch. Now I am missing a few from this particular line. As you can see, I only have 4. I'm missing Totes Magotes, which is a messenger bag, Cranks, which is a pencil sharpener, Mistake, which is a whiteout thing, and Sticky McGee, which is a tape dispenser. The ones I do have is Professor Well Read, which is a book. I think he looks super cool. I mean, kind of simple, but I just think he's neat. Point Dexter, which is the pencil. Snippy Snappy, the scissors. And Slap Happy, which is your old school like style eraser. I remember playing with these when I was in grade school. I used to color the edges of them out of boredom. Anywho, we'll start with Professor Well Read. Again, he's probably my favorite out of these, but he transforms similar to the cupcake. His flaps fold back, his legs pull out from the bottom, and there he is. I love that it looks like he's wearing like a little business suit. I just think he looks so cool. Now, the sides of his books do move back, so you can kind of move them out of the way to get a better, better silhouette. His arms do move a little bit. It looks like they would move a lot more if his head wasn't in the way, but they're kind of locked in there, if you can see. But they do move, so he does have some articulation. Yeah. Next up is Snippy Snappy, the scissors. I think he has a pretty good design. So we're gonna pull his arms out from behind, like so. Pull the flap up for his face, and then his legs are folded up. He is probably my least favorite. I wouldn't say in the whole series. I just don't like that his feet are together and there's no way to separate that. That's just the way they are. Other than that, though, I think he's a pretty good figure. His arms do move, which I think is nice touch. All right, and then we have Point Dexter, the old school pencil, kind of a stubby pencil. I don't know how you would write with that. Not very well. Got a little bit of eraser right here. So, again, this part folds back to become his hands. And so his hands are kind of built in to the edge of the thing, as you can see. They're part of this piece. And his legs come down. And for his face, it's right under here. Again, if you do not have nails, some of this stuff can be kind of tough. There he is. His arms do move a little bit up and down, in and out. His feet always want to go back in real easily. But there he is. I think he looks super cute too. I don't know why he's mad. Probably because he's in school. I'd be mad too if I was still in school. Slap Happy. Again, the eraser. So you just pretty much flip him over. There he is. He doesn't have any eyes. I don't know why. His flaps fold back and out of the way. His arms fold out, and they do move a little bit. And that's it. It's pretty cool. And he's pink. All right, and that is what I have so far of the backpack bunch. All right, next up is the Greaser Gang. We have Sup Dog, who is a corn dog. I think that's hilarious. Then we have Twerple Burple, who is the soda. Spud Muffin, the french fries. Duderoni, the pizza. I think he's really cool. Bottle Barts, who is the, I want to say water bottle, but based on the fact this is a Greaser Gang, he probably doesn't have water in there. And then Hot Diggity, the hot dog, who I think also looks really, really cool. So I am missing 2 from this gang. Angry Cheese, who is a grilled cheese, and Shredder Jack, who is a box of nachos. So we're going to start out with Sup Dog. So again, I think he looks really cool with his little ketchup swirl. I think that's just a nice little detail. It's simple, but you get the point. So we're going to fold his little helmet back. And then we're going to pull his arms out. Maybe. Okay. If I can get this side out too. Alright, and then his feet separate just like that. And his hands, arms do move up and down a little bit, and that is him. I think he looks pretty cool, transformed. I would say he'd be an Autobot. They do not have affiliations, but he was definitely an Autobot. Next up is Twerple Burple. He looks like a nice, tasty soda. So we're going to start with his face. I mean, he's a cool guy. Looks like he's the cool guy at school. Pull his arms out, and his feet are tucked in right here. Again, this one, like the cheeseburger, reminds me of the old McDonald's toys. Back in the, I'm pretty sure it was late 80s, but I could be wrong. Get his feet out. And there's his feet. His hands do move a little bit. Straw turns. Cool guy. All right. Next up is Spud Muffin, french fries. Again, old McDonald's toys. So another kind of cool guy. There he is. No eyes. Looks like he has a visor. Right. Duderoni. This is my favorite from this troop. I just think he just looks really cool. Really good design. Simple, but effective. He is one of the ones that sometimes his legs want to come off on me. Especially this side. Like that. But no worries. If it comes off, you just pop it back on. He's good to go. His hands will fold down more. You just got to kind of work them. Yeah. Definitely looks like a Decepticon. Like he's up to no good. And this is Bottle Barts. So looks like he's not having a good time. I don't know why. The rest of them do. I can get his arm out. There's that one. There is that one. And there he is. He's kind of got little stubby legs. He's a stubby guy. All right, and then here is the hot dog, Hot Diggity. Probably my second favorite from this particular troop. I just think he looks really cool as well. There's his face. Definitely has an Autobot type face. There are his hands. And then his feet. Kind of. I can get him to pull down. There you go. And there's his feet. And there you have him. And that is the Greaser Gang. See if I can get him to stand up. Maybe. I think fix his leg. That'll do. So here we have the Jock Squad. We have Kid Cobbler, Laceface, Arctic Guzzle Rush, Fitness Monster, Puxy, and Batsby. So start off with Kid Clobber, the punching glove. I think he looks really cool. I like his little bandage right there. So, and he has a black eye and missing tooth. I just think that's funny. I like that he's happy about it. Just another day for him. Closest. There you go. And his feet do come out. Just a little bit. There he is. Now his hands and arms do move a little bit. They're just kind of tucked underneath there, so it's kind of hard to make him move, but that is him with his punching glove. And then we have the football lace face. It's pretty cool. So I have him upside down. Looks like a pretty happy guy. See if I can remember how he transforms these. I think just go, there we go. Let's get these out of the way. Maybe. Pull his arms out. There you go. Pretty cool. Oh, I guess he doesn't want to stand up. There he goes. All right, and this is Arctic Guzzle Rush, a little sports bottle. He probably has water or some kind of Gatorade type substance in him. Looks like he's pretty happy too. Get his other arm out. Again, it helps to have nails. And there's his feet. There you go. His arms do move up and down. But he's got little stubby arms. Not doing much with those. So, I like it. It's got a good face. Alright, here's the Fitness Monster. This is a sports brand. Now, I meant to point out earlier, I think this is the first one I've come across that has the affiliation, but as you can see, he has the Autobot symbol. Only a few of them have actual symbols. So far, there has been no mention of Autobots or Decepticons. There's no mention of anyone being evil or good. They're basically all just mischievous. So even though he does have the Autobot symbol, I think it's more of a reference, marketing, throwback, you know, whatever you want to call it. But he actually does not have any affiliation to either side. So and there's his face, and he just has the one eye. Looks like a lens. find his feet. Way back there. There. And then his arms are right there. I think he looks pretty cool too. Move the screen out of the way. He transforms really good. Everything kind of tucks away out of the way for him. Doesn't want to stand for me though. Alright, next up is Puxy, who is a hockey puck. If you didn't know, couldn't tell. I think that he is really cool. I like how little he is. He's just a little guy. If I can get his head up. There we go. Now he also has a black eye. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Excuse that noise, my computer just restarted. Yeah, but he has a black, if I can, there it is. There's a black eye right there. And he's wearing this hockey jersey. His little arms do move a little bit. There he is. He's also wearing skates. I think that's a really cool touch. I don't know if you can tell. Nice little things that help give the character personality and help fit better into the theme that they're going for. Okay. And this one is the baseball bat, which is Batsby. So I really like him because this little part folds up and it makes like a baseball hat for him. So I think that's really neat that they incorporated that as part of the figure. Pull his arms out. He's also got little stubby arms. Get this one out. There you go. Really stubby arms. And his feet just separate like so. And there you go. He reminds me of a little kid. I just love his little hat. I just think that's a really a really cool thing. And I think he has good like wood grain. Like he looks, obviously you know he's a toy, but he looks pretty close to being a wood bat as you can probably get for a 1-inch plastic figure. And there you go. That is the Jock Squad. Alright, so next up is the Shed Heads. We have Root Wing, Venis Frog Trap, Fun Gus, Cuddle Tooth, Grit Sandwood, is this guy right here? Major Lee Scrooge, I think he's pretty cool, and Nail Biter. I am missing one from this troop, Slobber Rock, the little rock dinosaur guy. We will start with the Root Wing. Now, I really like this form of him. This version, I think, looks really cool. I'm a plant guy. I like trees and whatnot. Not as big a fan of him transformed, but I think that he looks really cool like this. So, go ahead and pull his leg down. And open up his wings. He's kind of like almost like a dragon. I always have a hard time with his wings. I'm probably not doing it that well. Maybe that's why I don't like him that much. Other than that, it's pretty cool. They do a really good job of making him look like wood. So I think that's kind of neat. He's got little root feet. It's got a tail. Alright, now this one, Venis Frog Trap, I have to say is probably my least favorite of Series 1. I think he looks pretty cool like this. His mouth does move up and down. He's decent like this. I just don't know if when he transforms, if I feel like he's completely committed to the role that he's supposed to play. I guess he's supposed to be a frog. I just don't know if I get that. I wish that this part of him transformed a little more than what they say it's supposed to. So if I can pop his feet out. If side out. Alright, and then the directions say you're supposed to pull his head back and then down. Like I said, it's very weird. He pretty much looks exactly the same with feet. I don't know. Other than that, I mean, he's fine. He's not bad. Just not my favorite. All right, and this is Fun Gus. I think he's pretty cool. He's kind of got this like reggae vibe to him. At least I think he does. Get his arms out. Maybe it's the hair. Looks like he's got like kind of like a dredge or like an afro. I just think he looks really cool. He's got a good sculpt, I guess, to him. All right, this guy is Cuddle Tooth. I don't know if I'd want to cuddle with a chainsaw, but here he is. I think they nailed this form of him. This mode looks, I mean, that's close to a chainsaw as you're going to get in a 1-inch toy. So I think they did a really good job with that. He also transforms kind of cool in that this rotates up and then it spins. I think that's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see, he's got, his eyes are hearts. They're kind of hard to see. The top part is really, there you can see that one pretty good. It's a heart. I think that's really neat. His little arms pull out. And they do move, like most of the others. If I can get this one out. Maybe. If I can get it all the way out. Close enough. Alright, and these little blades come down right there. And there he is. Looks kind of like a medieval, this is gonna sound silly, but a medieval robot. I mean, I guess he is a robot, but you know what I mean? Like with the mouth guard and the eyes. So, and there he is. So see if I can say, there you go. Alright, and this is Grit Sandwood. At first I wasn't really sure what this was, but he is a like a shredder. You know, you put the trees or the debris in and it comes out in smaller pieces. So I think he looks pretty cool, just because he's pretty much a green tank. That's what it reminds me of. His legs come down right there. His arms fold out. And there you have it. He is another one that has the arms are built into like the side. They're not a separate piece. And this little piece right here folds up. Give him a little bit more design in the front. And there you have him. I think he looks pretty cool. Reminds me of maybe someone from like the Wrecker Crew. If anyone's familiar with that, the Wreckers from Transformers. He reminds me of one of them. Maybe Bulkhead. That's what he reminds me of, Bulkhead. Alright, then we have the Major Lee Scrooge. He is probably my favorite from this troop. I just think they did a really good job with him, and I mean, he's obviously a drill. I think he looks really cool. So transforms pretty cool too. If I can get his arms out. They're kind of tucked in there. Maybe. There we go. Like I said, he's kind of simple. But I just think that he looks really cool. Now, I mentioned before that the scissors from the Backpack Bunch, his feet did separate, and for some reason it doesn't bother me as much on this figure as it did on the scissors. Maybe it's because I know that this is a handle, and it transforms really well as a handle. But yeah, it doesn't bother me as much on him as it did on the scissors. All right, next up is Nail Biter. Fun fact, I used to bite my nails when I was a kid, so that's just kind of cool to have a Transformer called that. I think he looks really good. He's kind of neat looking. I like that these parts are shiny. I think that adds some nice color with the the silver and the black and the orange. It looks really good together. So there is his head. I don't know if you can see his face. It's kind of hard to see. There he is. His legs pull. This turns, this spins to reveal his legs. And then his arms pop out. His head never really wants to stay back, but there he is. I think he looks cool. Kind of has like a menacing look with this little grill right here. Again, his feet do not separate. They are one piece essentially. Other than that, I think he's pretty cool. And there you go. And there you have the shed heads. Again, I am missing Slobber Rock, who is essentially a pet rock. All right, so here we have the Sugar Shocks. We have Coco Crazy. Then we have Slippy Slurps, Remorseful, Lolly Licks, Waddlepop, the Flopfather, Sprinkleberry Donuts, and Narges. Now I am missing Unilla Ice Queen Comb, who is a little ice cream comb in a cup. Looks pretty cool. It transformed into a unicorn. I am missing that one. Fun fact, this is the first one I ever got in the series, and I was really, really excited. When I first opened it, I thought it was a coffee cup, and I have a mild obsession for coffee. So I still prefer to think of this one as a coffee cup, but this is, next to the cupcake, my second favorite in the entire series. Just because I just think he looks really cool, and he reminds me of coffee. So we'll start with him. Again, his name is Coco Crazy. He also has a neat transformation with the fact that his top part spins to reveal his face, which only one other that I know of has that feature. And I think he just looks really, really good. He is really happy. He's happy to be here. And his legs fall down. Again, he does have one piece as legs, which I'm not a big fan of, but I think it works really, really well for him. And I just think he looks really cool. So there he is. All right, then we have Slippy Slurps, who, you just saw his face, is kind of crazy. At least I think he is. So here is his face. And look at those eyes. He is in sugar shock. I can tell you that. But he's still pretty cool. So we'll pull his arms out. Maybe. There's his feet right there. If I can get it. He's another one of the originals, I would say. One of the first ones that I got. I'm having a hard time. Oh, I see why. Maybe. There we go. I'm getting somewhere now. Got it. There is one of his arms. Let's get the other one out. And there is the other one. I don't believe his arms move at all. They move out a little bit more, as you can see, but they don't move up and down or anything. They just move out. Overall, I think it looks pretty cool though. Even the fact is, arms don't move. I think he's fun. Cool. All right, this is Remorseful. This is the second one I ever got in a pack, and he's also the first duplicate I got. I have 2 of him, and it took me a while to kind of figure out what he was. Like I said, they had just came out, and there wasn't a lot of information about him. And then shortly after opening him, I realized he was a chocolate bar, which is really obvious now. Now that I'm used to seeing him, it's almost like plain as day that he's a chocolate bar. But I was not aware that's what he was at first. So we'll pull his legs out, and this is kind of cool how, unlike pulling the whole piece up, just this little part slides up to reveal his face, and he is mad. If I was the chocolate bar, I'd be pretty happy. So I don't know why he's mad, but he is mad. And his hands are tucked in there. Just gotta kind of pull him out. Maybe. Just go up a little more. There we go. And there he is. I think he looks pretty cool. I like that the gold is sparkly. I think that is a nice little touch to him. All right. Then we have Lolly Licks, which is a lollipop, if you were wondering. So his face is back here, I believe. There's his arms. There's his other arm. And there are his feet. Now his feet, even though they don't come up, well, they do come apart, just kidding. His feet do separate, and there he is. His arms, they're on a ball joint, but it's kind of hard to rotate. There we go. Kind of hard to rotate them around. Yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. They did a good job. I like his colors. He's got kind of that retro design feel to him. See, I wish that they would have done this with the Snippy. Separated his feet. You know, they can come together as one piece and then separate, just to give it a little bit more articulation, a little bit more of a feature. So, there he is. All right, next up is Waddlepop, who is a popsicle. If you couldn't tell, dipped in chocolate, obviously. And he's kind of neat because he is one of the few that is an animal-based transformer. So he is a penguin. He'd be part of maybe the Maximals or the Decepticons. I can't think of what they're called right now. But yeah, he is an animal, and he's got these little tiny duck feet, or penguin feet, I should say. I just think it's really cute, actually. Not at all intimidating. I couldn't imagine him being up to too much mischief. And he's got a little tail. Hope you guys can see his little penguin tail. There he is. Right. This is the Flopfather. He is a cannoli. I think he looks pretty cool. I like this little puff right here. All right, and there's his face. There's his face. As you can tell, he is a reference to The Godfather. He's kind of got that old face. Older face, I should say. There's his little feet. And this pulls down. And his arms come out. Like so. And there he is. He's very Italian looking, as he should be. All right, and this is the Sprinkleberry Donut, another one of my favorites. I think he looks absolutely adorable. I mean, the donut looks good, the sprinkles look good. I think the way his face transforms when I'm getting ready to show you is pretty neat. He actually, this rolls up like so. And there is his face. And his arms pop out like this. And his legs pop down. I just think he looks so cool. His arms do move a bit. Not too much, but they do move a bit. I don't know if they're supposed to move. Anywho, I think he looks awesome. I love his face. Okay, and the next up is Narges. He is a soda can, as you can see. I'm going to pop his head up. Now what I like about him is that you can see the cola underneath his lid. I think that was a really nice touch to kind of give him some character. It's not just plain or covered. It's like you're actually pulling up a bottle, and so you can see the Coke inside. I think that's really cool. His arms transform similar to the Slippy Slurps. But I love that you can see inside his cola bottle. Let's see if I can get his arms out. There you go. There's that. If I can move his feet. Maybe. Come on. There we go. And there he is. I love how happy he is. He's having the best day ever. I think he looks really, really cool. Again, I love the soda on the inside. I think that really added to his character. All right, and there you have it. That is the Sugar Shocks. All right, so here we have the Techie Team. We have Skills Punk, FOMO, SA Cheese, Chilla Gorilla, Nubtube, Road Hacks, and Screen Fiend. So this is another one that took me a while to realize what it was, just because it doesn't have a lot of detail to it. Once I figured it out, again, I have a hard time not seeing it, but it is a old school game cartridge. Kind of like the ones that I grew up on way back when. Most kids these days probably do not know game cartridges like this. But that's what he is. He is a game cartridge, and he is another one that has the symbols. He actually has both the Autobots and the Decepticon symbol on him. Again, there are very few that have that, but he has that. So I'm assuming they're referencing, or that he is a Autobots versus Decepticon game himself. So we're gonna pull his head up. He's got these cool, like almost retro-looking glasses on, and then you pull his arms out. Looks good. And then you're gonna rotate his feet down. And there you have it. He's got some really, really long arms. He can actually use his arms, unlike some of the others. But there he is. I think he looks really cool. Kind of has an 80s feel, at least to me he does. I'm gonna stand up, there you go. All right. And this is FOMO. Looks like maybe like a GoPro. I like that he has some detail on both sides. It's his face, but I like that it's on the back side, so you can actually see both sides of him. And you can kind of get a more general feel of what he's supposed to be. So, let's see if I can remember how to train. There's one arm. Bring his legs down. His head actually spins around. And then there's his other arm. It's kind of cool that he only has, this is eye. I'm guessing this is his other eye. And he's got the little smirk going on. He's got little tiny legs. There he is. There we go. All right. This is SA Cheese. Say Cheese. It is a camera, obviously. This is probably tied for my favorite with the cupcake. Just like the cupcake, I actually went to school for photography. And that's what I majored in for a while. And I have tons of cameras and I collect them. So when I saw him, I was extremely, extremely happy because I think that he looks awesome. I just think he's so cool. I mean, he looks, there's no doubt he's a camera. I think they nailed it. I love the little button up top, the viewfinder. I think the lens looks cool. So, he also looks pretty cool transformed. So his little feet come out like that. This moves around to make one of his arms. I'm never really sure if it goes like this or if you rotate it like that to be his arm. And then here's his other arm. You can actually see his hand is right there, built into this piece. Not my favorite design as far as hands go, but other than that, I just think he is the coolest. I absolutely love his face. I think it fits perfect for what he is. And I just think he's fun. Maybe not as cool as Reflector. For any of you guys that know who Reflector is, he is a Decepticon camera. Maybe not as cool as that, but he is, as far as BotBots go, he's awesome. All right, and this is Chilla Gorilla. Oops, excuse me. He is a headphones. I thought he was kind of cool, kind of neat. Again, one of the few that actually changes into animals, Beast Wars, so to say. But there is his face. Not as gorilla-ish as I would imagine, but the rest of it kind of helps fill it in. I do want to mention that he also has a Autobot symbol. Again, one of the few that does. But yeah, he has the Autobot symbol. Yeah, so. Now, his hands actually pop out, which I think really gives it that gorilla feel. I think that's a really nice, simple touch. Very little effort on the design part, but creates an effective figure to help build that like fantasy. I just think he's really cool. I think he looks awesome. All right. This is Nubtube. So he's a TV, obviously. Old school TV. We don't have TVs this big anymore. That's a lot of back. I mean, my TV's like a fraction of this. It's like just this. None of this extra stuff. No antennas. Don't have any of that. But so cool. Kind of a throwback, so to say. So we're going to bring his feet down. I like that he has the power and, controls right here on the front, kind of as like a belt. I think that looks really cool. And there's his arms. Now he actually doesn't have a face. These four stripes are his face. I guess he's forever without a signal because he has no face. Still think it looks good though. It's pretty neat. All right, this is Road Hacks. Now, it's kind of hard to tell what he is until you open him, just because he doesn't really have a lot of details in his outer form. But once you open him, it is very obvious what he is. He is a laptop. They did a really good job with this keyboard. I haven't counted it, but I'm pretty sure every button is there. I mean, there's a lot of little buttons. I'm pretty sure they're all there. So I think that was a really nice detail to actually include essentially a full keyboard. I mean, you can't use it, but obviously. But it's nice to see every little groove there. So we're going to flip his head back completely. And bring his legs down. arms are right here. He's actually a relatively tall figure compared to some of the others. He stands up pretty tall, as you can see. He's also pretty wide, but I don't know why he's sweating. Maybe he's hacked something that he shouldn't have. There he is, though. Oops, I knocked the TV over. Now this one is Screen Fiend, and I'm not really sure if this is supposed to be a cell phone or maybe like an iPad or iPod. It's probably a cell phone, just based on the general look, but as most of us know, iPads and iPhones look essentially identical, but he is one of the two, probably a cell phone. And apparently he can't get enough screen time because he's a fiend. So we're gonna pull his legs down. And he is another really, really tall figure. You know, compared to some of the others. I'd say he's probably close to maybe 1.5 inches or so tall. But there he is. I like that this part is kind of that metallic sparkly. I think it's cool that his eyes are swirls. And I think he's the same height. He's a little bit taller than our road hacks right here, but bring him to the front so we can see him because he's really cool. So there you have it. That is the Techie Team. All right, and lastly we have the TOA Troop. We have Stinkosaurus Rex. Not really sure why he's part of a TOA Troop, but there he is. Sergeant Scrubadub, which I think is really, really cool. No BO, which is hilarious. He's a deodorant stick, so no BO. King Toots and Frohawk, who is a spray paint can. I am missing 2 from this. Sudsbeard and Poo Sham are the 2 that I'm missing from this. So we'll start with the Stinkosaurus Rex. Not a favorite of mine from this particular series, but I think he's not bad. He's a little T-Rex, maybe some relation to Grimlock or the other Dinobots. But there he is. I kind of like that this part makes like a little tail for him. Again, not my favorite, but not bad. This guy is Sergeant Scrubadub. Again, one of the few with an affiliation symbol attached to him, but he is a bar of soap. I love the little suds. I don't know without that if we would have been able to figure out. I mean, imagine these not being there. Would you know what that is? Would you know that it's a bar of soap? I probably would not. So I think that this little detail right here really gives the character and lets you identify what exactly he is. I also think that his face, even without eyes, I think that his face is really, really cool. And it almost, that giant smirk just, I don't know, it just makes me smile as well. And I think that's never a bad thing. I can get his arms out. His arms come out really far. I just think he looks really neat. I think he's super cute. And I like that when you flip him over, the suds follow through on this side of his design so that you don't lose that detail. I think he looks really cool. All right, again, this is No BO, the deodorant stick. Hilarious. I mean, some of these names, they're really clever. Apparently someone has some BO though, because he is not happy. He is mad. Yeah, I think that he looks pretty cool. He is really mad. So you can put his little arms around, and there he is. You can move these out of the way a little more if you'd like to kind of give him a better frame, better silhouette. I think that looks better. I like when it looks clean. it's one thing to have a Transformer and have a bunch of pieces in the way, and then it's frustrating. So, all right, and this is King Toots, who is a roll of toilet paper. I really like that some of the quilted parts of it are the Autobot symbol. I don't know if you can see that, but I like that that's part of the pattern that's quilted into the toilet paper roll. I just think that's so neat. That little attention to detail. You know, they could have left it without that, and you still would have got the quilted fabric. But the fact that it has that, I just think is really, really cool. So, and I think that he looks really cool. I like that his blue accents, his blue eyes, the blue underneath right here, really, really pops with that white. I think that really helps. You can move this part out of the way again if you like. Let me pull his arms out. Maybe. And his feet are down here. I think he's a pretty cool figure. His feet are kind of hidden a little bit by this flap. But you can also, you know, he's one of the few that I don't mind some of these pieces because it kind of helps give that like fabric flowing in the wind look. I just think he looks really good. It's cool. All right, and then we have Frohawk, which is probably one of the more edgier figures in the line, just because he's the black and the pink, the fuchsia. I think it looks really cool. There is his face right there. If I remember correctly, the directions wanted you to pull this piece up. But mine seems to be stuck in place. So I don't know if it's supposed to go down or not, to kind of cover like just his eyes to fit underneath there, but mine does not. So I just go from like this to that. Ta-da! So you can pull his arms out. And then you pull his feet, separate a little bit. Now this part I think is really cool. So you take his spray can, or spray nozzle, and you pull it down, and now he has a little mohawk. I think that is so cool. I love how like hot pink it looks with the black. It just looks really, really good. Love his facial expression. Love the details right here with the paint dripping down. Things like that really help give a character that little bit of extra touch to kind of tie it all in, and give it more of a personality. I just think he looks really, really cool. So there you have it. That is the TOA Troop. So at the start of the video, I had mentioned that I had some duplicates. So these are my duplicates. I'd say that's not bad. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 16. Not bad considering, you know, I bought these individually like this. I bought them when they first came out, and they were not selling them in the bigger packs like this one. I believe I might have bought 1 or 2 this size, but most of mine were bought individually in the blind pack, so I had no idea what I was getting. And I would buy anywhere from 2 to 5 at a time, in hopes of getting someone new. They do have a little serial number right here, and I was going off of it for a while to kind of minimize duplicates, but eventually it caught up with me, as it's not 100% fail proof. But I do have duplicates. If you are interested in one, please leave me a comment and let me know. I have no issues with sending them out or even trading them. I think that's part of the fun and the point is to kind of trade them. But yeah, if there's one I have that you would like, let me know. I will mail it out to you or figure something out. No charge. I'm not looking to make money off getting rid of these, so to say. But I have 2 of the bats, the scissors, Slurpee, chocolate bar, 2 of the erasers, the camera, really cool by the way, French fries, the game cartridge, the fungus, the water bottle, and the corn dog. I do have to say on the water bottle, this one in particular I cannot get this part to close, and I don't know why. It's almost like it's too short. So if that's one that you're missing, just keep that in mind. You might have to kind of play with it a little more than I have to get it in that slot. Other than that, though, he's perfectly fine. So again, just leave me a comment. Also wanted to mention that there's an instruction book that kind of comes with these. Let me try to zoom this out a little bit. They've since changed the look of this. This is kind of how it looked when it first came out. It is a, let me move these aside. It's kind of all jumbled up. So this is all the Series 1 inside the mall. They have a star rating, and the star is just simply where they're at. So if on the checklist, or you're opening a figure and it has a star next to it, a 1 star, then they're going to be found on this lower level. The 2 stars can be found on the 2nd level, and the 3 star will be found on the 3rd level. They have since updated this. I don't know if this even comes in the 2nd or 3rd series anymore, because I haven't seen those opened yet. But now it's row by row. So you'll have, the lost bots, and it'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 7 or 8 or however many are in that particular troop in a line, and you can easily identify them. This, I feel like, is a little too jumbled up for me to accurately keep track of where everyone is. You have some that are transformed. I don't know if you can see. Some that are transformed, in the robot mode, and some that are in their alternate mode. And I just felt like it was too chaotic. I love the poster and the design as far as that goes. But as far as a checklist, it was really hard to read, at least for me. And then on the back of this is the instructions that came with, this is a multi-pack that I bought, so this is instructions that came with that particular pack. Yeah, when you buy them individually, they come with this, they come with a single sheet, and it will have if I can get it open, it will have the troop that they come from. It's a little cute cartoon picture of the troop that it comes from, as you can see. And then it has the step-by-step instructions right here. On the back, it has a smaller version of this bigger checklist. You can kind of see the two. So this is even harder to understand than the bigger version. But yeah, they all come. All the singles like this come with one of these. So yeah. So all right, if you like this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to share it with friends or anyone else that's a BotBot collector, please share it. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos, from me in regards to BotBots. Please subscribe. I will be doing a video where I open and go over Series 3 as well as Series 2. There will be 2 separate videos, so I have more of these from Series 2 that I will be opening some blind, some packs like this, and some of the next size pack up, which is 8 figures. And then as well as Series 3. And then, like I said, this is all in a ramp up to Series 4, which is coming out again in January, officially, 2020. So I will be doing pretty much a video of every time I get some more, so that we can open those and talk about how much fun they are and how exciting they are. I love this guy. I think he's so cool. This is why I bought this pack, because it's cool. All right. Thank you again. Bye.